On June 12th, I found myself in a small town in Oklahoma. This was the day after Game 3 of the NBA Finals, in which the Indiana Pacers had defeated the OKC Thunder. And as I was driving, I saw this billboard. And this town is about 2 hours away from Oklahoma City. So it kind of caught me by surprise, but it was one that was advertising and promoting the OKC Thunder in their finals run. I didn't process it at first, but as I began to really reflect and think about it, it was really cool to see. Because for the Oklahoma City Thunder and their fan base, if there is one thing you can say about them, there is a very strong sense of community there. This is a small market, but in spite of that, these fans are very loud, very passionate. And so, with that, you can kind of begin to see how it's not limited to one area. It's not just the OKC residents, but it's everyone in Oklahoma showing up and showing out for their team and wanting to support them in everything that they do. OKC, they didn't need this billboard to get support, but it does represent something. It represents their community. And that community does not simply exist in Oklahoma City, in the surrounding areas like Norman. It exists throughout the entire state. And that's really, really special. I think you see it as well with their opponent in the finals in the Indiana Pacers. You've got this sense of community. They've got that saying in 49 other states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana. And, they treat it differently over there. So on both sides of the NBA Finals, I think you have this incredible sense of community and just kind of this gathering of people on both ends. And why is this important? Because so often with sports media, it can become so polarized and we forget about the human nature of it. It can be easy to look at these athletes that are making tens of millions each year and say that they always need to perform well, and when they don't, you question why. But there's a humanity behind sport. In fact, I'm writing a book about that right now. There's a humanity behind sport, and there's a deep community, especially in these small markets like Oklahoma City and like Indiana, because they don't always get love and support everywhere. They have to be great in order to get recognition. Whereas a team like the Lakers or the Knicks, they're always going to be in conversations because these are these massive media markets. OKC in Indianapolis, they don't get that same kind of credit and recognition. They have to force themselves into positions like that of the NBA Finals in order to finally be recognized. But there is one spot that is always recognizing these teams for their efforts, and that is the communities that are surrounding them. Indiana loves their basketball team. Oklahoma, they love their basketball team. And that's so special to see because beyond the athletes, beyond the sport itself, the fans make up such a huge part of the NBA. And those fans don't just come from the metropolitan area. These are fans who have been born a couple hours away, who've grown up watching the Thunder, watching the Pacers, who are just excited to watch them play, watch them in the NBA Finals. And it's amazing to see that humanity behind sport and that community that can rally around a team. And I think it's so important that we recognize that because sports media can be so negative, but when it's negative, that can alter your perception of other things as well. And that negativity can go into your life. You can become pessimistic. But if you're positive and you look to highlight the good things, the positive aspects of the sport, then that can seep into your life too. And you can feel more happy, more joyful under every circumstance. And this billboard really represents one of those joyful aspects for me, and that is the community surrounding sport. That is so incredible to see. In this billboard, I was not expecting to see it, but it was a very welcome surprise. So with these NBA finals, yes, it's not any kind of big markets going at each other, but it is pure basketball. It is great basketball that we've seen in these games. And they may not be big markets, but these two teams, they have entire states rallying behind them.